Welcome back, everyone. It's been some time. I know, I apologize, but there's been some weird things going on in the world. So welcome back to Denver Founders Live. In case you are here for the first time, I wanted to make sure that you know what's going on. So Founders Live is sort of like an entrepreneurial happy hour and pitch event. We do them entirely virtually now, thanks to the wonderful circumstances outside in the world. But what that gives us a chance to do is actually connect with people from all over the world in much the manner that we've been doing in the past. Tonight, we're going to have a 30-minute fireside chat with my friend Michael Bevis from the city of Denver to talk about all the things going on in the city and the resources that are available. Followed by that, we are going to have an hour of pitches, which are 99-second pitches plus 4 minutes of Q&A from you. So by all means, use the comment section to leave us questions for the audience. For the presenters. After that, you will vote, and then we will break out at the end of that to some networking, chatting, and if you are able and allowed to drink, I encourage it. Great. So let's make our moves and move through. Let me tell you a little bit about Founders Live. We were created many years ago by Nick Hughes. It is a wonderful community. It's fostered and grown into a number of like 50, 60 cities now. But what we really are is a community designed to help inspire, educate, and entertain other entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship can feel like a very lonely event, and the goal of Founders Live is to bring those entrepreneurs together, give them access to all of the things that are going on, all the things that other people are learning. Hey, just in case you don't know, I'm Gregarious. You can reach me here at Gregarious at foundercraft.com. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm a recent transplant to the city of Denver. Love it here. And more importantly, I love the startup community and helping others. And so this is my chance and one of my opportunities to do so. So as I mentioned, Founders Live is a global community connecting many, many local communities from lots and lots of different cities. Our goal is to sort of be the homepage for the entrepreneur, to give them access to all the information and resources that they need to be successful. Most importantly, of course, being the relationships and the expertise of all the other people out there doing the hard things that entrepreneurs do. We do monthly events all over the place. They all work exactly the way that we're doing it today. Live streamed, presentation, some kind of entertainment, and a bit of networking. Our goal is to become a media platform ultimately for entrepreneurship. We are this is actually, an older graphic. I think we're in like 60 markets right now. So it's growing even faster than you can imagine, especially as we're all now indoors and taking advantage of all of our wonderful, bright and shiny computer screens. So as you know, we will be live streaming today. If you're experiencing this right now, you're probably watching from YouTube. You have the opportunity to leave comments, so please do so below. That's the only way that we can hear you. The speakers and presenters tonight also can only see you through the comments. So please, if you are out there right now, tell us where you're tuning in from. Just drop your name, drop a hello, drop a hi, whatever it may be. Now, we have 4 core values. I'm going to cover them really quickly. First and foremost, we are all about authenticity. Look, we're all entrepreneurs here. There's no need to front. Stuff is good, stuff is bad. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. No one expects it to be perfect. We got it. We're all here to do what we do the real way. So please include everybody, but be authentic and respectful of others. We prefer storytellers, right? Like you don't have to polish too much. I know our presenters tonight are going to be doing their best to fit everything into 99 seconds. Trust me, it is hard work, and I appreciate it, and I hope you do too. Look, we don't expect anything in return. So here's the goal here is do nice things for people, and then all of that comes back to you in the long run. And also, we don't really believe in name tags here. So we hope that you will take the chance to stick around and meet people, chat with each other, and sort of get to know the people who are here as part of our community, as well as ultimately part of the global community. We do have a number of great sponsors that sort of make this possible. We definitely have to thank Amazon Web Services, AWS Activate. They are our lead sponsor. They provide a number of great prizes for all of the people here who are going to be presenting. We also work quite a bit with Now CFO, Riveter, 3Econ, WTIA, and all these other great companies. Different cities have different sponsors, but I just want to make sure we thank all the ones that are helping us here as well. Now, just so you want to know, like, why are these entrepreneurs out here? What are they doing this for? Well, they're doing it for the experience of doing it more than anything else, I would tell you, right? They're doing it for the exposure to sort of understand what is good about their business and where they need to improve. But it doesn't hurt that they're all going to walk away with some great AWS credits that help power their startups. The winner is going to walk away with $10,000 in credits, so twice as much. And so that's the really, the little icing on top, I'd say, on top of the experience itself of being able to share with others. So that's that. I want to get right into it. I want to bring my friend Michael Bevis back into the universe with us. And today, Michael, we're going to be talking about, is that me? No. All right. We are going to be talking about what's going on in the city right now, and a few other topics. By the way, if you have questions for Michael, please drop them in the comments right now. Michael, do you want to do a quick intro? Just tell everybody who you are, and then let's dive right into it.
Sure. Yep. So thanks, Gregarious, for having me on. I'm Michael Bevis. I'm the Director of Innovation and Entrepreneurship for the City of Denver. I work specifically in the Office of Economic Development, primarily in the Division of Business Development. So our team of 8 people or so, primarily charged with business attraction and retention. My role with the city is really to help create resources and connect entrepreneurs to those resources so that they can become successful and thrive here in Denver.
Awesome, Michael. And I know you've been a huge supporter of Founders Live and all things entrepreneurial in the city. So we really appreciate it. I wanted to dive right in. Look, we're obviously still in the midst of, a pandemic of some varying degrees, depending on where you are. When we were catching up earlier, you mentioned there that the city's still doing quite a bit of things. And, I'm curious if you might just give us a quick rundown on some of the resources, because I know a lot of people are right now like, is it still a good time, right? Like, or should I not? Like, and so what's going on? How should entrepreneurs be looking to the city for help?
Yeah, it's interesting time for sure. Our office is the one that's primarily charged with trying to help support the businesses that have been negatively impacted as a result of COVID. So we're leading the charge with the small business relief grants and things like that. So I'm talking with those businesses on a regular basis. But what's interesting is that the businesses that I normally talk to prior to COVID, as far as, the entrepreneurs in the early stages, at the ideation phase, I want to start this business, I want to go down this path, that has not slowed down at all for me. In fact, I've probably seen it pick up just a little bit. And with these kind of virtual settings, it's allowed us to expand our reach just a little bit more and probably increase the bandwidth a little bit. So one example for what we do in the office is we oversee the Commons on Champa, which is free co-working space and kind of the hub of where we say if you're starting up, you should start there at the Commons. Tons and tons of free resources, but my staff and I provide free advisory hours. So entrepreneurs can come in at any stage of their journey, from ideation all the way to the Fortune 500 types, to come in and say, we need this. And we spend up to an hour with them kind of talking through what their needs are, what resources they might need, and then we help facilitate those warm introductions and or connections that they need to those resources so that they can move ahead.
Great. And are those in-person hours or are they virtual hours, or do you have the option of doing it either way?
Yeah, they're virtual now, but we were doing it face-to-face there in the Commons on Champa. I do actually occasionally meet with some individuals face-to-face if that's their preference. We can meet at the Commons, or we can meet at a coffee shop or outdoor at the park, or whatever is most convenient for them.
That's awesome. And I know you'd mentioned that there was still some of the loans or some of the funding is still going through you as well. Can you just maybe a little more on the process, or if anyone is thinking about it?
Yeah, so right now we're kind of in a little bit of a holding pattern, waiting to see if more funding will come in. A lot of the funding that we pushed out so far, I think it's about $3.5 million that we provided in small business relief grant assistance. These are not repayable loans. It's not associated with PPP or stuff that's coming out of SBA and things like that. And we've done 5 rounds of this now. And then initially there were about 10,000 businesses that were negatively impacted and submitted in the first round. And they continue to, if you're not selected, they're encouraged to continue to reapply. I am anticipating that we will have another round that will likely start in about 2 weeks. So if you check our office website, so the Denver Office of Economic Development and Opportunity, if you just punch that into your Google machine, it'll take you right to our site, and it'll be one of the first things that gets highlighted there. Additionally, our office is in the process of administering out some relief dollars for nonprofit entities as well. And that's currently active right now, and I think they're probably in their second round of giving out some funds to help support those businesses as well.
Awesome. Well, and Michael, I apologize. I'm going to go out of order from kind of the order
No
we
worries.
talked about, but it feels somewhat related, I think. Now, we've been talking a little bit about sort of economic health, and I know you're getting close to going to have a nice volleyball game there, and we appreciate you joining us. But
Sure.
I think in these times, a lot of people just need someone to talk to. Sometimes maybe that it's not just like financial. It's just talking to anybody. And I'm just curious, what about overall health? Are there any other resources, or just have you seen any use of your time like in these regards? Just I guess in mental health, physical health, some of the other parts or aspects of entrepreneurship.
Yep. So mental health is certainly a hot topic and an area of interest for all of us right now. There's a couple of great resources that I actively participate in on a daily basis. One is there's a new business entity that opened just a couple of months ago on the corner of Federal and 29th in Denver. It's called Nurture Denver, and it's what they refer to as a well care marketplace. So think 70 practitioners from all across the healthcare industry, from doctors to acupuncturists to massage therapists, there's hair salons, all this kind of stuff. But the vibe inside of this building is
I lost your eye.
Can you hear me now? Okay. So the second one is I'm running a program right now for nonprofits that are focused on supporting individuals via mental health. And so we're running the nonprofit like an entrepreneurship program. So it's an 9-week-long program, and we're helping the nonprofits actually collaborate with one another to create a new innovation to implement into the market here in Denver that will support mental health across the board. And so they will finish that program here at the end of September, and it'll culminate into a pitch event similar to what you're running tonight, and we'll see if they can get some funding to help implement this new innovation that they're doing. So it's definitely a hot topic, and it's an area that's of concern for all of us, and we're looking to see how we can support wherever we can.
That's awesome. And it really encourage people that have any kinds of challenges to reach out to anybody. Like, got my email. All of us here, I think, would be happy here. If you need that, that's mine as well. We're always here to help chat with somebody who maybe is in need. Dave had a question, actually, Michael.
Sure.
He said, does your business have to be incorporated in the city of Denver, or is that not a requirement to get help?
You don't need to be incorporated in Denver to get a lot of the help that we offer through the city. Certain things like the small business relief grants that I mentioned before, the business has to be located and operating within the city and county of Denver. Okay. But you can be on the outskirts. You can actually be anywhere in Colorado actually and reach out to us for a variety of the other resources that we offer within the state. But anything that ties back directly to financing. So the grants that I talked about, we offer a small business loan program. So it's a gap-related program where starting or growing businesses that aren't yet quite bankable and can't get traditional types of financing, we can help kind of finance some of the gap that they're missing in their capital stack. Those types of funds require for the business to be operated in the city and county of Denver.
Awesome. Very cool. Thanks for the question, Dave. So, Michael, and let's get to the fun part. We were talking a bit before about, every smart entrepreneur is usually looking for new opportunities that rise out of situational changes, right? Are there, you're at the hub or the nexus of a lot of things that are going on. at a city level, the dynamics of a city is very different, right? And you get to see sort of like slow and fast moving changes. Are there any trends coming, out of sort of the COVID times that you think maybe entrepreneurs, if they're looking for some place to put their attention, they should do it?
Yeah, for sure. Denver is a really unique kind of environment in the United States for entrepreneurs. It ranks in the top for collaboration and things like that. And real true innovation really actually comes from the intersection of ideas, right? And in times like this, like the crisis, what we're seeing here with COVID, this is a prime opportunity for new businesses to kind of get started and look to solve some solutions. Obviously, we're seeing huge shifts in areas like healthcare. Which has been broken for a long, long time. COVID has kind of allowed the government to kind of step back a little bit and say, you know what, we're going to knock down these walls of some of these regulations and let you guys go forward and create some of these solutions, because it's the entrepreneurs that are really going to help bring us out of this. The other area is education, right? So we're seeing a lot of the schools shifting into the online space. And while online education has been around for a long, long time, it's the traditional school systems are still really antiquated in this process. So K through 12 systems haven't been online, a majority of their time, and now they're trying to force teachers and students to go into an online environment, and it's not there. And so it doesn't necessarily have to be the creation of a new technology in that online space, but how maybe you use existing technologies differently to be more effective and efficient in that space and engage your audience in that way. Mental health is something that we talked about. It's becoming more and more, kind of mainstream, if you want to say that, right? Before it was like, if you felt like you had some mental health challenges, it wasn't something that you felt comfortable bringing up. Now it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to be in that space. And I think there's a lot of opportunities for businesses to be created in that space to help kind of allow that there. And Denver's done a really nice job. Denver and the state of Colorado has done a really nice job of helping to diversify our economy over the last several years. And we're actually seeing, everybody's impacted by the COVID thing, but, we're faring far better than a lot of other cities around the United States. And it has to do with that diversification. And our office still continues to work with new businesses every day that are relocating into the Denver marketplace, even in spite of COVID. So new office buildings and all that kind of stuff. So I think there's a tremendous amount of opportunities. And I personally am super excited to see what innovations and businesses are created in healthcare, education, and kind of employment. How employers connect to employees and find right talent that they need. And I know that one of your pitches tonight is going to talk about that a little bit. But I'm seeing a lot more of these kind of interesting ideas. And I know Techstars, as an example, their current cohort in their accelerator is all specifically for employer-based technologies. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got a couple folks from Excite and a few different places around the city. So it's a great event tonight. I think just bringing some of those things together. We had two quick questions. Jenna had one. She was curious, what was the nonprofit that you're helping? She said she thinks you got cut off when you were saying it.
Oh, sorry. It's actually not one nonprofit. It's a group of about 10 nonprofits. And they're going through basically like a pre-accelerator entrepreneurship program is what I would refer to it. So it's a cohort model. They're kind of required to collaborate with one another to create a new innovation in the healthcare space, mental health care space, that they can implement independently within their own individual nonprofits.
Awesome. Very cool. Thank you so much. And then we got one last question before we transition. Zeisler is asking, he said, I'm a Denver-based independent consultant who can provide some great services to startups and small businesses. Can your organization help him get in front of people?
Yes, absolutely. So I would highly encourage that individual to contact me directly. One of the ways that we always encourage people to get connected into our ecosystem here in Denver and through the Commons on Champa is an app that we use there called Startup Space. And Startup Space is basically a great way to connect to the various resources in a virtual way and offer your skills and talents to the community there. So happy to help them get connected and promoted in that way.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Michael. Well, we're just on time. We're doing a good job. We really appreciate you taking some time off from, I know what is about to be a very sweaty session of volleyball. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for what you're doing.
not quite as sweaty as the CEOs that are about to pitch, because personal experience, 99 seconds goes really
I
quick.
can see them all, like some pacing around and talking to themselves in the green room. So you are absolutely right, my friend. But Michael, more importantly, thank you so much for all the work you're doing at the city level. Thank you for helping all the entrepreneurs here. We had a lot of good thank yous. Dave said thanks. Jenna said thanks. We really appreciate it. We wouldn't be anywhere if we don't have folks like you who actually are entrepreneurs as well, working for the city to really help, give us a fighting chance out there. So thank you so much for joining us, my friend. And I hope I get to see you soon in real life.
Good luck this weekend.
All right, buddy. Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Bye.
All right, bye. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. That was Michael. Once again, thanks, guys. You were doing an amazing job with the questions and the comments. Start getting your pencils ready, or do you need pencils anymore? Your keyboards ready. We are about to start doing some pitching. And so I'm going to explain very quickly how the pitching works so that you have it, all fresh in your minds. And then we are going to jump right into it. I think I'm going to explain how the pitching works. I don't remember. It's been a little while since I did these slides. But yes, here we go. So the rules, really, really simple. There's going to be 99 seconds of presentation or pitching or some really fast talking by some really, really stressed out founders. And then afterwards, it's going to be 4 minutes of Q&A. Now, here's what I'm going to ask of you. One, remember, this is really hard to do. Like, having done it myself and coached many, many people, just appreciate it is very, very difficult to say anything in 99 seconds. So don't be too critical. I think the important part is try to understand the gist. Now, look, they're not going to cover everything in the first 99 seconds, but that's why you got 4 minutes to ask them questions. The second you have a question, drop it into the comment section. I'll go in order as best I can in that time frame, right? I'll be running a timer, so our entrepreneurs will hear a little sound, hopefully, when it's time for them to go, and then I will remove their screen. So that's how you know when their pitch is up. Then we'll start the second clock for the 4 minutes of Q&A. Now, the other thing, at the end, you will vote. I'm not going to tell you where to vote until everyone is presented, because once you get done, then you will vote finally for the company that you like the most. The criteria that you should really use, just to be clear, so I'm going to give it to you now and I'll remind you later, vote based on the company that you think has the most compelling offering, right? Now remember, some companies have got product out in the world. Some of them are just about thinking about their idea. Don't judge it by that. Judge it by the business itself and where you think it's going. Right? Now, revenue is always a great indicator, but that's not always the best way to judge things, right? So let's get into it. Now we're going to start first and foremost with Jess. Let me just advance my slide right here. Jess is joining us from Remark. Hi, Jess.
Hello.
I had a chance to meet Jess just recently at 1 Million Cups Denver, which I helped co-organize. And she did an amazing pitch. It was 6 minutes yesterday. So she's only had a day to cut it down. So I'm about to shut up and I'm going to just get the clock ready. And then Jess is about to run into her presentation. All right, you ready?
Yep, you're running the slides?
I'm running the slides for you.
Perfect.
Oops. Go.
Awesome. We are facing a tipping point in the environmental crisis. Conscious consumers are feeling anxiety, frustration, and hopelessness at these massive systemic issues. Policy takes too long, and it's hard to see how personal actions add up. My name is Jess Liebeck, and I'm the CEO of Remark. I was feeling these frustrations in my own life, and I realized that anything that is changing for the better in this world is because companies are reacting to what their customers want. Slide. But businesses don't have good data around sustainability. So I decided to reach out to businesses directly with my feedback. And guess what? They got back to me. I started thinking, what if it's not just a few emails? What if we could make it easy to send thousands or millions of emails to businesses around the world? Slide. That's why we built Remark. Our app takes the manual process that I was doing and makes it into something everyone can do in just 30 seconds. We unite consumer voices for change and give businesses the insights and data they need to take profitable action. Slide. The app is simple. Search for a business, select your areas of feedback. We automatically generate a thoughtful email, hit send, and that's it. We'll even notify you when this business makes a change. Slide. We launched an SMS bot beta with zero marketing and have sent over 600 emails so far. Users are loving it, and CEOs from major corporations are responding personally. Slide. We're launching in the next few weeks. Head to our website to be notified because the system won't change until we tell it to. Thank you.
Awesome. You did a great job. Perfect on timing. Everyone, round of applause. Sorry you can't hear it, but I was all right, we've got 4 minutes for questions, so let's get going.
Awesome.
Any questions out there? So I'll start with one. Jess, I'm curious, what's the best kind of feedback you've gotten so far, right? Like, or, in response to some of your messaging that you've already executed? Yeah,
so we've gotten, a few dozen responses from, everywhere from CEOs of major corporations to, restaurants across the country. I think the best ones are saying, yeah, I'm open to that. And do you actually have any resources? We need to look into that. So those are the types of things that we like to see. We've gotten these personal responses from the CEO of Winter Park Resorts on a weekend, 2 hours after a customer sent an email. So those sorts of things are very encouraging.
Awesome. And what's your kind of go-to-market, I guess, for getting? How do you get the CEO side or the contact points? Or like, I think I missed that part. Just how do you aggregate that? The connections, or how do you get the ability to make those connections?
Yeah, so that's part of our secret sauce. So the user doesn't need to know anybody's email or name, and it's our job behind the scenes to actually find that email address and find the perfect person. We started sending emails to sustainability consultant or the sustainability chief sustainability officer, but we found that the CEO is much more responsive and really wants to hear direct consumer feedback.
Makes perfect sense. We just got a question from Sarah. Will the platform be available internationally?
Not right away. So when we launch, we'll be available nationally, but we do have plans to launch that globally.
Nice. Can you tell us a little bit more about your team?
Yeah, and I think at least part of my team is here. So it's myself, and I have two technical co-founders, Don and Jeff. So yeah, we're working night and day on this. Don is sort of a senior engineer and has a deep experience in building large enterprise apps. And Jeff has been in the industry for a very long time as well.
Great. Ali has a question. How do you notify people when the business has made a change?
Great question. So let's say a person goes to a restaurant and they see a plastic straw, they use our app, and then the next person sees a plastic straw, and then the next person sees a stainless steel straw or no straw. We actually mark that as a change within our system, and then we notify everybody who's reached out to that business previously that business has actually made a change.
Interesting. Okay. And, I think like one of the things that I've noticed at least is that, businesses seem to react when they understand that there's some value. Can you explain, broadly, like from your point of view, the value or why companies should be acting this way?
Yeah, so I think beyond some sort of general studies around sustainability, businesses are really in the dark about what their customers care about. So, they don't know why their customers moved on to another brand. They don't know why, they're choosing to, purchase something or not purchase something. And so if we can get that data in front of them, it really helps the business have a competitive advantage in this changing world. And so increasingly investors are recognizing climate change, and these sort of implications are really important. And that's when we're seeing a lot of corporate sustainability programs and things like that. Beyond that, actually being more sustainable typically saves a good amount of money as well. And so we hope to be able to prove that through our platform.
Nice. All right. Well, we are at time. Thank you so much, Jess. That was wonderful.
Awesome.
I appreciate it. I know this is it's a different environment, but I'm telling you, people love it. All right. And Jess, I will see you soon. And next up, we have my friend Rye. And I'm just going to get the clock reset real quick here. Let me get Rye into the picture. What's up, buddy?
Hey everyone,
Are you ready?
I'm ready to pitch like the wind.
All right, great. Give me 1 sec to clean up this stuff. Let's get that going. And I'll hold the clock up to my screen just so you can see it as well.
Okay, and I'll say slide.
Okay.
Similar.
Perfect.
Okay.
Go for it.
Hi everyone, my name is Rye Finnegan and I am the co-founder of Paired. Paired is a new category of talent platform that connects awesome people with great companies by leveraging the networks of connected tech industry leaders, community organizations, and workforce development programs. Since launching in March, we've partnered with 15 front-range technology companies, including familiar names like Zayo, Xero, and Quizlet. Slide. Hiring managers today spend on average 52 hours sourcing every open position and roughly $4,000. For a client like Xero, who plans to hire over 100 people in the next 12 months, that's more hours and money than their talent teams have to give. That's why we created Paired, a talent platform that simplifies the candidate sourcing process by utilizing and giving structure to a proven method for hiring, referrals. Slide. Paired is a low-cost subscription platform that works with a curated connector network made up of hundreds of industry leaders to match vetted candidates with open roles at our client companies. When a job seeker joins the Paired talent platform, our referral-based system highlights the qualitative, uniquely personal aspects of what makes that candidate a can't-miss hire. Not only does this create a more trusted and efficient hiring process for our clients, but it also helps companies better recognize the value of non-traditional and diverse candidates that may not have the cookie-cutter resume that is so often overlooked. Slide. If you're interested in joining our referral network to start helping job seekers in your network, find us at paired.ca.
Awesome. Did I mess up your slides?
No, you're good.
Okay, sorry. I thought I clicked off for a sec there. Let me reset the timer now. Thank you so much, Rye. Always good to see what's changing and how the pitch is evolving. Do we have any questions out there? Let me just start the clock for Rye and the team over at Paired. If you have a question, by the way, the best way and the main way to ask it is in the comment section down below. But while we're waiting, I will throw a question into the mix. So, Rye, can you expand a little bit on that sort of cookie cutter part? Because I think that actually is the part that is really important and why so many people fail at finding the job that they actually are looking for.
Yeah, sure. So the way that we get candidates is either driven by the candidate themselves to join our platform or a connector, someone who's a part of our platform that can make money by making referrals of people that they know in their network that could be a good fit for a job. Those connectors can refer that person in for a role. At its core, what we're doing there is we're capturing something that isn't on any resume, which is to say it's someone vouching for that job seeker. It starts to help us create a different entry point and reframe the dialogue with hiring companies in a way that the company can say, well, this candidate may not have exactly the skill set we're looking for, or maybe they're missing a few of those keywords on their resume and our algorithm would have sorted them out when 500 other people applied. But we just saw that Greg recommended that they were a good fit for this role because Greg used to work for them, and he's able to help us see that, oh, they actually are perfect for that product management role, even though they don't have a background in healthcare, which is what we were looking for, even though they have a few less years than we were looking for. But by providing that referral process in the way that we present it to the companies, they're able to have a little more insight into that candidate in a way that an application doesn't allow for. And as we continue to grow, part of that is developing that out further. We're working on right now technology that allows us to have a short video resume for the candidates. We look for skill sets that are desired by the companies, but that maybe a candidate doesn't know to present, like, oh, I actually have great sales experience when I used to work at a car dealership, but I didn't think that was applicable, so I didn't include that in my resume.
Yeah, and so you did have a question from Jay. He said politely, following up, why is your business needed today? He said you got the answer to it as you were filling in some of those details. Paul's got a question. Why is your service better than something like Indeed?
Yeah, it's a great question. So originally, we launched in March of this year. And so we really were grounded in a 2% unemployment market. And what that meant is we were really good at finding passive candidates. So someone like Indeed, that means a job seeker is going to go out there and try to find a role themselves. What the referral model allowed us to do is we could actually use our connector network to find passive candidates who wouldn't have otherwise known to look for that role. As the market has flipped, we're evolving with it. And so as part of that, we now need companies are less hungry for the passive candidates, and they're more hungry for a way to organize and better understand the hundreds upon hundreds of applications they're receiving. And so part of what we're staying grounded in is that we're an alternative, or we present candidates in an alternative way, and we really utilize community as an aspect to help those candidates stand out. But it's ongoing. I mean, we're in the midst of the biggest change in the employment market in our lifetimes, and as a result, we'll continue to hone in some of that value proposition.
Right. So Dave followed up, I guess, also just how does this differ than, say, than like LinkedIn referrals, where sometimes you can contact people who are maybe like open to offers, but they're not necessarily looking.
Yeah, sure. So there are some similarities in the way that it works, but what we've come to find is that we really want to be local in our market. LinkedIn has a lot of connections that are people that you've never actually met before or are connecting with you because they want to sell you something. So essentially what we're doing is we're treating each market like a local ecosystem that then allows there to be a more personalized community focus in a way that LinkedIn really is a wider brush than we're trying to focus.
Makes sense. Well, thank you so much. By the way, there are more questions. I wish I had time to get to all of them. That's what the networking time will be for. But Ryan, if you pay attention down there, you might be able to answer them on YouTube as well.
Okay.
So thank you so much. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for your time. Let me just clear that off real quick. So many things to move around in here. All right. Next up, I've got, wait, no, wrong screen. Sorry. Where's Kayla? There she is. Hey, Kayla, are you ready? Uh-oh. I don't hear you. You're muted. There we go. This can't.
Can you hear me?
All right, now you are good to go. I'm going to bring your stream up. Finally, don't have to click next. Thank you so much. Kayla from MacroMenu is up, and I'm starting your timer now.
All right. Hi, my name is Kayla King, and I am the CEO of MacroMenu. For the past 15 years, I have had a severe gluten allergy, which means that going out to eat, let's just say, is always an excursion. And I'm not alone in this. 1 in 3 people in America have some kind of dietary restriction, and restaurants just do not have all the proper nutrition and allergy information to be able to cater to all these needs. That's why we created MacroMenu. MacroMenu is an app that helps those with dietary restrictions find places to eat and filter menu items to fit their needs. So when I pull out my app, I'm able to put in my allergy profile and search for restaurants near me. I see what's rated as a 5 out of 5 for gluten and can click into the restaurants and even see a message from the chef about how safe their allergen practices are. We are looking to launch in Denver next month and have currently reached out to 100 restaurants and have fully certified 5, which means I have gone into the restaurant to make sure that they have safe allergen practices. But why should restaurants care? Because not only are these customers loyal, but they're also community oriented. And once you have a safe experience, they'll keep coming back and bringing their friends as well. So we are asking to be connected with restaurants and users because we are launching next month. We are certifying the first 100 restaurants completely for free and need feedback from our users in order to make this successful nationwide. Food brings people together, and no one should have to miss out on this opportunity because of a simple restriction. So help me in providing transparent eating for all. Thank you.
Wow. Right on time. Excellent job.
Thank you.
Love it, love it, love it. In case anyone doesn't know, Kayla and Meyer and Rye actually are all recent graduates of the most recent cohort at the Project Excite. So that was actually where I got to meet them. Wonderful program. Really glad I got to be a mentor. Let me reset your timer now for questions. Everyone, if you do have any out there, you can drop them in the comments. Let's get them going a little earlier this time so that way I can share them. All right. Okay, here we go. We got our first one. up for you guys. So, do you have any liability in case someone encounters allergens at a certified restaurant?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have disclaimers like all over the website that people have to click on in order to like sign up for the account that say that we are not responsible for anything that happens at the restaurant. So when I certify them, and it's not a guarantee, it is just notes about what we observed about their allergen practices to ensure that they're safe. But of course, things happen, so we do have disclaimers to keep ourselves safe from that.
Got you. Got another question here. How will your business scale if you are certifying each restaurant?
Yeah, of course. So most of our content will be from crowdsourcing, and the certifying will be more for restaurants as a revenue source and to pop them to the top of the search results. So more of the impact is coming from those votes, those 5 out of 5, 4 out of 5 from our users and the comments that they're sharing with us. So that's how we'll scale. And we'll also have restaurants submit their information so they can be on the platform, almost like a Yelp for allergies. But with the certification, in the future, restaurants would pay for that in order for it to be a value add and a marketing platform for them.
Got you. Interesting. I had a question, or maybe just a clarification for everyone. You said you're starting in Denver, which maybe is related to Jen's question. Is there a reason or a thought process around sort of staying local as opposed to just opening it up to everyone right away?
Yeah. So the Denver launch is really just to feedback right now and how users interact with the platform. And we also want to make sure that we have a good amount of restaurants for people to use in order to get that viable feedback. So if we keep it local to Denver, we can really ensure that we have enough restaurants on there for it to pop up in search results. Or if we open it up nationwide right away, we might get results that have limited options. And so we want to avoid that so we can really get that solid feedback from users.
Great. Couple more questions came in here. How frequently do your test users use your product? Once per day?
So we haven't done the user testing. That's kind of what we're preparing for. We did have a Glide app that we were testing with users, and we have a weekly design process where we send users designs and get feedback from them. So we have 60 users in that testing group. And then I had a pre-launch sign up for the Denver launch. And I posted just a week ago, and within 2 days got 30 signups.
Interesting. And obviously people aren't eating out as much, so that's somewhat of a rate limit potentially on some of the potential.
A lot of people are eating takeout though as well. So all of our menus linked to takeout.
Got you. So Jayad, when did you launch? It looks like this model has been around since 2012 or earlier. How does Swole/Eat This Much align with your company?
So we didn't launch yet. That's kind of what we're preparing for. And then the only other apps that we have been brought to our attention that users have used has been Allergy Eats and Find Me Gluten Free. So I'm not quite sure what the other ones.
Interesting.
I've not heard of those from users.
Yeah, you're more on the allergen side. I don't know. The names of those apps feel like more like a fitness-oriented thing, which obviously there's about the same.
Yeah, there's definitely something I can look into.
Yeah, well, look, if anyone out there wants to give it a try, reach out to me, reach out to Kayla or Meyer, and they will let you in to try things out, I promise.
Yeah, and we do have that pre-sign up as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. We really appreciate it. Thank you for the questions, everybody.
Thank you.
And let's get on to our next entrepreneur. Hey, Chad, are you ready?
I'm going to actually stand up. Just that a little bit. You can see me there good?
You want me to bring your presentation up yet, or do you want to wait?
No, you can bring it up. I think I'm good now. I just wanted to make sure I'm visible to everybody.
Okay, and I'm bringing up your deck. And let me just bring this out of there. All right, you are good to go.
Hi, everybody. My name is Chad Lawrenson with SpinUps, and I'll be talking to you tonight about the SpinUps product and the SpinUps exercise. So quick show of hands. Who wants to be the first to try a SpinUp? I realize we're in a virtual environment tonight, so I'm not going to make you do that. But as you can see, the spin up exercise, you're kind of in the extended plank position, and you walk yourself around in a circle on your hands in a 360-degree motion. So the advantage of that is it combines a lot of the muscles that are used with a push-up and a sit-up into one exercise. And even more importantly, it engages those muscles in a manner that is consistent with the way they're used in performance and everyday life. So quick rhetorical question. What do all these things have in common? Fitness boot camps, perfect push-ups, TRX suspension straps, the Tough Mudder obstacle course races. They all stem from the military, and they all revolve around functional fitness. Why is that important? Spin-ups was originated when co-founder Mike Sather was on deployment in Afghanistan, working out with the Special Forces candidate. And inside the wire, they're just very limited on what they could do. So they started to improvise and come up with new ways to exercise, keep their mind off the rigors of what they're going through, as well as keep themselves in peak physical conditions. So when you think of core, what do you think of? Like most people, you probably think about six-pack abs. Nothing wrong with six-pack abs. They look sexy. Everybody wants to look good naked. The problem with them is abs are not core, and you do not get that complete weight belt of muscle that you want for your training competitions. So that's where the spin-ups product comes into play. We call this the magic maker. It creates a level of instability that engages that core in the perfect manner that's consistent with performance in competition as well as everyday life.
All right, everyone. Well, now we got 4 minutes for questions. If you have any out there, by all means, let us know. Thank you so much, Chad. That was super cool. Can you show us the thing one more, like the actual hardware once, just so everyone can get a better look at it?
Yeah, so it's got the ability, and we've got a patent on the product itself. It's able to actually rotate in three separate axes. So we've got the ability to do the spin-up exercise. The advantage of this one, like I said, is just the ability to create that instability element. It engages the core like nothing I've ever experienced before. It's tested a lot of top athletes with this product, and it's immediately able to expose weaknesses in their core. So in addition to that, it also opens up the opportunity to do a lot more exercises on the product and create a full workout routine out of it versus just one exercise. So essentially what you're doing is strapping your feet into these straps. You got the opportunity just to slip them in or ratchet them down if you're doing some of the more intense exercises on the product. And then the ability to rate 360 degrees. So
awesome. So CC asked, is the spin-up patented? I think you said yes.
Yeah, so we've got a patent on the product. We've got the name spin-ups trademarked as well, just because it connects with push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, things that people are commonly referring to. So kind of creates a couple of different barriers to entry if somebody were to try and copy the idea. And we want to be able to connect the exercise itself to our product as well, just to create kind of that extra layer of protection.
Yeah. Jay says, how will you get the word out about you guys, and how much will you spend doing that?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So we've had very good response in our initial Facebook ads. We can target some specific groups specifically. So we're getting really good engagement with the product. I think people see it, and we've got some really good content that people really resonate with. So the issue I think that we've been experiencing the most is just converting those Facebook likes and engagements into actual sales. And so that's kind of what we're working on now, is just introducing kind of a lower level product that isn't quite as intense, but it opens itself up to a lot larger market. So
I have a question. Just can you expand a little bit more on the business model in general? I know obviously there's a hardware component here. Is that the full spectrum of things, or are you imagining other ways of generating income?
Yeah, very good question. And at this point, it is more just the physical product. We are introducing some more products, like I said, that are going to be, a little bit more for the introductory levels or the common fitness people that are looking to just get a more complete core. But we are going to start offering some training programs as well, just so they have the ability to give somebody the opportunity to go in and really get a program created around the product and really experience the full value of what it's able to offer.
Yeah, another question on marketing. People really want to know how you market this. CC, again, are you mainly marketing on social media?
Yes, that at this point, that is the primary. We would like to get our Instagram up and going. Facebook, we've had some really good luck and engagement, but we want to get the Instagram platform. It's just a little bit more fitness based and can create opportunities to target the right demographics.
Awesome. All right. Well, we have 11 seconds. Does anyone have one last question? No, it looks like we're all done. Thank you so much, my friend. It was great to have you, and we will follow up afterwards, I am sure, with some more questions. Awesome. So let's get on. I think we are. Let me just clean up here. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it's a lot of clicking. Yeah, that you got to do when you run a thing by yourself. Let me just move this deck forward. All right, now we are up to our last, but certainly not least, entrepreneur, my friend Ali, my co-organizer, by the way, for 1 Million Cups Denver. If you haven't been, why not? It's a great place to go on Wednesday mornings, and you get to see great presentations, not pitches. We do pitches here. Okay, but on Wednesday they do presentations. But if you'd like to find out more about that, just hit us up. But before we get to the next fun part, we need to see Ali's presentation. So this is Good Elephant. Ali, I will hand the reins to you and your time. You ready?
Ready.
Can I hear you?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sweet.
Go ahead.
I'm ready.
Yep.
Hi, I'm Allie, and I'm the founder of Good Elephant. And we're an online platform that connects yoga teachers with the resources they need to teach outside of a yoga studio. With over the 600 studios already permanently closed due to COVID restrictions and BLM callouts, thousands of teachers and students across America are now displaced. And these teachers aren't entrepreneurial or tech savvy, but they're trying to navigate teaching online and outside of the studio for the first time. We're making guesses about when, where, and what types of classes to offer, and just hoping that the right people will find them. And so at the same time, there's about 80 million people likely to try yoga next year, and they're just looking for the right class at the right time. And so at Good Elephant, we believe that teachers shouldn't be guessing what their community wants. So our community-powered platform uses member data and machine learning to organically generate classes based on the needs of the community. For instance, for data, we know that there are 12 people in Capitol Hill looking for a yoga class. And classes like these become applications for teachers that they can play into the Good Elephant app. This drastically changes the way the yoga industry works. By using the power of technology to change the way people connect, we can exponentially increase the potential for our teachers to making an impact in their community. And we can fulfill our mission to make healthy lifestyle more inclusive and affordable for everyone.
All right, and that is time. Thank you. I'm just gonna put that up. So if you want to reach out to Ali, that is her email. Let me just reset the clock here. Thank you so much, Ali. That was good. I did get a little bit of the underwater sound, so it may be possible that not everyone got to quite hear everything perfectly. So there may be some questions in general. But I'll start us off with a question, right? Is there an ideal kind of like class for your platform?
Yeah. So our platform is more geared towards beginners, and so classes that are welcoming for beginners. You don't find like core power yoga classes or hot yoga on Good Elephant. It's more things that anyone can walk into and feel comfortable.
Okay. And then you mentioned like sort of in some ways it feels like you're kind of describing like a dating service almost for like courses, communities of people of interest with like, you know, like maybe opportunities for them to gather or enrich themselves. Can you explain more about how you plan to use or leverage sort of the AI and some of the underpinnings of that?
Yeah, definitely. We plan to use data from community members, so things like, you know, when they're available, where they are at, so we can use their geolocation, and then asking about their future, so they can really understand what, so we can understand what they're looking for, and then we take that data and start to make decisions about, you know, what kind of classes are needed. And our first goal is to just present data to our teachers and understand how they use it. So then we'll start to learn, you know, exactly which way we need to be interpreting it, and then we'll start to create the model in the technology that we organically generates the classes and events.
Right. And so, you know, these two-sided marketplaces is usually a lot of opportunities for monetization. Can you explain a little bit more about sort of how like where your revenue comes from or how it looks?
Yeah, so we get revenue from both sides of our marketplace. So when people pay for a class, they actually pay a $2 service fee if they pay through the Good Elephant app. And then on the other side of things, we have a subscription model for our teachers. Super
cool. And I know you were you've been up and running for a little bit, or this has been sort of a pivot of sorts. Was there a key insight from your original use case that sort of made you go this direction versus like continuing down the path you were going before?
Yeah, actually. So when we now the way it works is we're kind of similar to like ClassPass or even Meetup, where teachers create the classes, put them up, and then the people find the classes on the platform. And we realized that the biggest pain point for teachers, whether they're on Good Elephant or any of these other platforms like Facebook or Meetup or things like that, is just finding more students. And so we were like, well, we could help them market their classes, but that isn't really scalable or sustainable once we have like thousands of classes going on every day. And so this is the solution to this like age-old problem of all these people looking for classes and all these teachers wanting to offer classes, but they're not finding each other. And so making that connection.
Right. So it definitely seems like there is a lot of opportunity. There's still a lot of people missing the opportunity to find each other, right? Even though there's more and more breadth or tools, it's still kind of complicated out there. Well, we are just about to run out of time, but I will say thank you so much for presenting today with us. Thank you for sharing your story. And I'm very excited to see what happens because I know, having had the benefit of hearing the long version, like I know all the awesome stuff that's going on. Thank you so much, Ali. And now, everyone, we are up to the fun part. I mean, all the pitching is fun, of course, but you know, our goal here is to vote now and pick a winner. So here's how this works, just in case, you know, it's been a whole hour, you may have forgotten. But the way this works is that you all are responsible for picking the winner. So all of you out there watching, including, of course, our own entrepreneurs, can vote for themselves if they like. And the way we're going to do that is we do that by going over to this URL right here. If you have your phone, you can scan it real quick, and it's basically a type form, so it'll take you over to there, and you can vote for the company that you think did the best. I will give you all a few minutes to do that. I will actually go vote myself while we are waiting. If you have any questions otherwise, or if you're having trouble, by all means, leave a question in the comments. Where did I? All right, let's let me go do some voting here too. I'm going to put the link for voting down into the comments as well. So in case you're out there in the YouTube land, I just shared a link to it so you can use that to vote. Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, I voted. Let's see if anyone else has voted. Thanks for voting, Jay. Let me just share that here as well for voting. Yeah, we do need some music. All right. I don't know. I haven't been on YouTube that much, but all I hear about are copyright strikes. So, reality is I don't want to end up in that spot. Votes are still coming in. So I'll give it like one more minute. But hey, while I've got a chance, why don't we just let all of our friends back in to all be here and say hello. What's up, everyone? I'm gonna hide since I've shared the link. How you guys feeling? So who thought that was really easy? Come on, everyone's dying to know. Who thought that was an easy process?
Easy peasy.
You guys all did a phenomenal job. I'm really proud. Some of you I got to check in with just even a day before. And it's amazing to see how much progress you made. In a really short time. I will ask everyone, please give a round of applause. Say thank you in the comments to everyone who presented today, because it is not an easy thing to do. I'm going to wait for just if there's a couple more. If you haven't voted, please make sure you get your vote in. We're close. So I'm just waiting to see, because it's one of those things, they keep going back and forth. Someone keeps going to the top and then slipping back a little bit. Oh snap! I see some change here. What do we got here? We got some comments. Not easy to do in this format. Yeah, Jay, this is so much fun doing it this way. You don't understand. Normally, when we go back, this is an event with food and we have drinks and it's 50 or 60 people all in a room. It's usually a lot of fun in person. But like I said, either way, the founders and the entrepreneurs have to do really hard work. Thank you, Nicholas. We appreciate it. Everyone did do a good job. D. Mackin, I appreciate that as well.
Cheers to you, Greg, because I know this isn't easy to moderate something like this. So appreciate you taking the plunge to do it virtually.
It has been my first time doing it also. So we got some practice yesterday, because I think Ryan and I were on a talk also, talking to ourselves. So we had a dry run yesterday. But it is fun. It is not as much fun when you are dehydrating yourself, but I will say in general, I'm pretty happy with the results. So I think it is fair to say that thank you, Dave. Yes, it is not easy, and everyone did do a great job. I think we have a clear winner now, however. So I'm going to remove everyone, and then I'm going to add back the winner. So everyone, don't look surprised, okay? Okay. And our winner is Good elephant, Allie. Whoa. Thank you so much. You guys all did amazing. And, you know, like I said, the goal of tonight is the experience more than anything else. But honestly, you all did amazing pitches. But Allie, I love what you're doing. And the audience seems to agree. You got a lot of nice little congrats here. Austin Gray just said, hey, thank you. Rye, you also got a shout out. Lots of shout outs for everybody. Congrats. Thank you so much. So, Allie, do you have anything you wanted to say before I switch it back to the next steps?
Well, I hope everybody can hear me okay. But thank you. Yay!
Yay! All right. Well, thank you so much, Allie, and everyone. Please don't go anywhere because we still got a little bit left here for us to talk about. Thank you, Good Elephant. I'm just going to move us forward now. So, a little bit more on the bookkeeping. Next month's event, September 21st. I'm not sure if we're doing it here because Founders Live has this really cool like tournament style thing, and some people are elevating up to sort of like the quarterfinals, and so it's going to be really fun. I will have more details. If you've been to the event, by all means, you will get an email from me with some details about it. So I appreciate it if you are interested. If you head over to foundercraft.com/founderslive, however, you can find a link to the future event. You can also apply to pitch. So if you'd like to present here, get access to this experience, get access to the feedback, and of course, get access to some of that great prize money, then I recommend that you head over to here as well. Now, last piece, time to hang out, right? So there were other questions, I know. And also I know that some people are weird and they don't like asking questions up front. We're gonna move to a private room that's not in public, where you have to leave a comment out there on YouTube land. So if you'd like to join us to hang out, chat with some of the presenters, ask some other questions, I'm sharing the link right now for you. All you have to do is head over to here, and we're gonna try this new tool out, which I've never tried before in my life, so I hope it works, called Air something. And we're gonna hang out. Everyone's gonna go over there. I'm not gonna close this until everyone's had a chance. If you have any follow-up questions or anything else, by all means, let's try opening up that window though and see how it goes. Because I have not tried it yet either. I'm gonna start this thing up, go to AirMeet and start the AirMeet, and let's see what happens. If this doesn't work, I blame Michael Ostro because he's the one who recommended this tool. All right, so I think the AirMeet has now started, and so you should have an opportunity to join over there. I'm going to enable my camera and mic. Yes, I'm going to hit allow, and I'm going to hit allow, and we're entering the venue. So here we go. All right, so I'm in the AirMeet. Everyone has a chance to get started. All you have to do is click over to that URL and you'll be able to sign in. To all of my entrepreneurs and presenters, feel free to head over there, and we will be able to interact and engage with all the folks over there as well. I'm going to take my seat over here, apparently, in AirMeet. That's pretty cool. Great. All right. Are you? So yeah, this URL will take you over there. I see some folks dropping off, so then hopefully you start to appear over here in AirMeet. This is the full URL if you got it. So has everyone got a chance to, you got the URL? I don't want to end this stream because, once I do that, all of this will go away. And some of our folks who can't, oh, Jess is in, great. What? Should start now. Oh, yeah, right, good call. Why is that set for that time? How do I change the time? Settings? Okay, I think I know what to do. Let me just go change the time. I didn't set it for 7:30, but okay. All right. Sorry, guys. This is the fun part, doing everything live. Let me just get out of here. All right, let me reload it. Oh, it's working now? Okay, so I just left. So we'll be over there in a sec then. Oh yeah, oh look, there's like a little table here. I'm joining this one over here.